There we go. YouTube. Hope YouTube has fixed the goals today. That was just making me crazy. And it looks like I forgot to turn off the notifications. Let me just set this up. Can't set it up before, people. So don't come into the comments and say, why are you taking so many minutes to set up? It is what it is. Okay, now I got my chat set to live chat. And I got to pin a comment. And I can't do that ahead of the video either. So, oh, hey, Jay. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Leah. Let me just set up the comments. And I'm going to pin this. There we go. Hey, Joyce. Hey, Rita. Yeah, thank you for those that came into the late night. Yeah. There's more to report on that one. Some of the after comments that came in on that one, it's just hysterical. Uh, but mostly it was all good. Oh, my MGK hat is falling off, it looks like. Let me lower that a little bit. I know we're wearing winter hats today in LA. It's cold. Cold for LA this time of year. I know that won't last long. It's probably our last little puff of winter, even though it's almost summer. Yeah, I couldn't believe how many of my regulars came in for my late night video last night. Oh, thank you for the thumbs up already. And let me turn off my notifications. Apparently, I forgot to turn those off. 83 in Indy. Yeah, I walked out last night and it was like, brr, this is cold. And it may even rain today, but I kind of doubt it. But it does look that way, which that's weird. Okay, I got 17 people in here. My name is April Davis, PI. I'm a licensed California private investigator. It's May 28th, 2026. I can't believe we're almost to the halfway point of the year. Wow. Okay, I'm here to talk about Nancy Guthrie. And gosh, I can't even remember. What did I put in my thumbnail? Was it day number 117? Like, that's mind-boggling to me. We're almost at the 4-month mark. And I read this online article regarding a former law enforcement officer. I don't know who he worked for, didn't research him yet, but either this guy is watching my videos or this guy thinks like I think. Dave Taylor, I was watching a replay and I was going to complain that you were ignoring my comment. No. uh, Dave Taylor, I mentioned yesterday that I received something from somebody, and I was like, I don't know who this username is. And then I looked through my emails and I was like, thank you, Dave Taylor. So, yeah, I shouted you out yesterday, but I didn't match the names yet because I'm getting so many emails. So, thank you. Those are really going to come in handy. Appreciate it. Because yesterday I was like, who sent this? And also, I forgot to mention a couple days ago, I mentioned about the buy me a coffee, and I may take that link down. And right after I said that, someone named Laura, but I'm not sure who she is, bought me a coffee. And those are only like $5, and they only took 25 cents. And it seemed to me in the past that they'd take about half. So I don't know if I'm just not remembering it correctly because it's been so long. But thank you to Laura who sent me a buy me a coffee link. They actually bought a coffee. Thank you so much. Hey, Kathy Doherty. Hey, Mary Fish. Kalea Hearn. Welcome in. So this guy, his name is Charles Brewer. He's a former LEO. And like I said, he's either watching my videos on Nancy Guthrie, or he just thinks like me. And he says, well, let's just go over the article and you guys tell me what you think, because I've always said from the very start of this case it was either the Savannah factor or it's someone close to her, which would happen 75 to 90 some percent of the time. Nancy Guthrie updates, significant motive theory emerges. Now, this is not really an update because I've been saying this since day one. It says Guthrie, 84, has been missing. Can I speak? Missing for almost 4 months. Key points. Charles Brewer questions money as the main motive behind Nancy Guthrie's suspected kidnapping. You know, I used to use that word too, suspected or possible. But the FBI agent I spoke to, he said that because she was removed from the house against her will, most likely it is definitely a kidnapping. But when I was saying suspected kidnapping and this guy is saying suspected kidnapping, I think what he really means and what I really meant is suspected kidnapping for ransom. I mean, yeah, it was a kidnapping, but, you know, is it a kidnapping for ransom? Brewer notes lack of ransom demands. I made that point from the first day I started doing videos on this, which was February 2nd. If someone kidnaps for money, money becomes the priority. Absolutely. He suggests the crime may involve someone connected to the family and not necessarily motivated by wealth. Bob, I'm going to ignore that question. He is a retired law enforcement officer and judge, says Jewel Giacana. Where did he serve, Jewel? Do you know? Apparently he has a YouTube channel and, blah, blah, blah. He released a video and he says we may have been looking at the wrong person. Apparently he did a 21-minute monologue and expressed his doubts that money was the primary motivation. You know, that's very, very possible. Kathy, if you don't mind, I'm going to just give you a mod for this video just because I've already seen a potential problem pop up. So I'm just going to put the ball in your court, but you're not, you don't have to stay here if you don't have the time. Thank you. And thank you for your membership. I've only got like 5 regular members left. So thank you, Kathy. Remember I say the Savannah factor? I've said that all along, that oh my God, it's the Savannah factor or it's somebody close. And he says Savannah status, not a factor? Like, question mark? Many have theorized that because Savannah, Nancy's daughter and the longtime co-host of NBC's Today, is financially successful and well known that the kidnapper or kidnappers, plural, were looking to make a quick payday. But after more than 100 days without a major breakthrough, Brewer is questioning this assumption. Me too. I'm starting to question it. If this truly was a celebrity targeted, remember I talked about that as a PI. Celebrities and their family members have a big giant bullseye on their back. If this truly was a celebrity targeted kidnapping connected directly to Savannah Guthrie, why has there been no meaningful ransom communications? While, not while, no, I can't talk today for some reason. I'm having a brain issue today. Why leave over $1 million untouched? Oh, wow, 43 people watching. Can you guys subscribe and give me a thumbs up? Hit those red hearts across the screen. Why create ransom-style messages that reportedly make little sense? I said the same thing, the janky ransom notes. Why no sustained negotiations on proof of life? No sophisticated extortion strategy. Hello, Jane Rice. You know, I've been making these points from the beginning. Either this guy's watching my channel or this guy really is smart. And somebody wrote in here that he is a judge. So, yeah, judges are smart. But I need to look that up. I need to research his background before I publicly agree with that. You know, maybe he is, maybe he isn't. But yeah, he's saying what I'm saying. Because, and this is very important, Yeah, he does sound very bright. It makes me feel better that we're on the same path. Because if somebody kidnaps for money, money usually becomes the priority. But here the behavior feels very chaotic, disconnected, even emotionally driven, or possibly connected to something far more personal than the public has originally believed. Welcome in, Susan. Looking at other angles. Here we go. Brewer made it clear that he was not attempting to point the blame at any of the Guthrie relatives. I'm not either. Remember, everybody on my channel is innocent until proven guilty. But he was willing to consider if someone possibly connected to the family may have been responsible. Listen, if the public, including myself, was comfortable enough early on discussing whether the crime was connected to Savannah Guthrie's fame, her wealth, and public visibility, then it is equally reasonable to ask whether the case may somehow connect to someone else inside Nancy Guthrie's immediate world. Let me adjust the chat on my camera so I'm seeing all messages. Okay, I wasn't seeing them all. Yeah, I've said this from day one. It's the Savannah factor, or it's the 92% of people that get abducted or unalive from somebody close to them, such as friends, family, even immediate family. Remember, if you saw the last couple of videos, this same thing happened in my family before I was born, decades before I was born, for real. Um, so he says, not necessarily family directly, but maybe somebody connected to them, like a friend, an associate, maybe a business relationship, or what about a debt? Well, I don't think Nancy had any debts, but I don't know. I haven't seen her credit report, and I don't intend to. A dangerous person orbiting somewhere close to this family that nobody fully recognized at the time because after more than 100 days, something still feels off. Something still feels untouched. In my opinion, something smells rotten in Denmark. Have you heard that saying? Something smells rotten in Denmark. This case has been messed up, odd, weird, janky, even spooky at times when you hear these things about, I don't even want to go there, but witches and Wiccans and Wiccan holidays and full moons and if I were a kidnapper or even worse than that, going to hit that neighborhood, I don't think I would do it on the night of full moon, which is one of the brightest nights of the month, one of the biggest full moons of the year. That's the last day that I would have done something like that, putting myself in their shoes, because that helps the cameras get a better video of front porch guy. They should have done this in pitch darkness. I mean, it was still dark. It was very dark. But compared to when it wasn't full moon, I mean, look at the two pictures of front porch guy. You see him on full moon the night that this happened. And then you see him approximately January 11th, where there is no full moon, and it's much darker in the background. And I think the background can help solve this case because of apparently some of the images that are now being blown up of what's behind front porch guy. Now, I am going to keep this short today because I do need to go back to the mail drop because apparently there's at least 2 4-packs of Bundaberg diet ginger beer sitting there. like I could really use that right about now. I could use a cold one. Um, let's see. Hold on. I haven't gone that far. There we go. Okay, let me scroll back. I could see something on the computer that I couldn't yet see on my phone. Hey, Jay. Welcome in. Pitch black at the time of all the houses. Why Nancy, 84-year-old woman, just my opinion, but I honestly think it was a targeted hit. It was absolutely a targeted hit, Mary Fish. This was not a random kidnapping, a random burglary, robbery, home invasion. Absolutely not. Lori Smith, awful coincidental happening the week of Island Guy drops at a certain couple testified before Congress. Yeah, that is going down the rabbit hole, but see my suspect video once again. Karen, I agree with you. I still can't believe they haven't found her yet. And the longer that goes, the less likely chance. Mary, on the videos we see, yes, a little bit more light, but I mean, it is still pitch black over there. Yes, and one of our channel friends that's come in here, a simple kind of gal, who actually lives in Nancy's Catalina Foothills neighborhood and has for years and knows Savannah Guthrie personally. She talked about how it's very, very dark and it's a maze, and you would have to know the neighborhood well just to be able to get in and out, especially at night, or you would just get caught. You'd be stuck in a cul-de-sac somewhere. You wouldn't be able to exit quickly if you weren't extremely familiar with the neighborhood. Just like I say, you'd have to be extremely familiar with her particular property, both interior and exterior. Uh, Dave Taylor says, yes, full moon, but it was right before the Olympics. I think that was intentional. Possibility if we're going to talk about the Savannah factor, which still is very top on my list. Not the number one reason on my list. Like I said, it's one or the other, and there's nothing else about it. I know, Kathy, I'm totally creeped out by that. I don't like the thought of pagan or witchcraft. It is creepy to me. But you know what? All the dirty laundry's coming out, isn't it? Let's see. Be patient with me, April. My phone has been going in and out for the past 4 or 5 days. It's driving me nuts. No problem, Mary. I know what that's like. I've got a big bill in front of me that I had to replace this phone about a month ago, and it's going to kill me. Joyce, uh, you watch Charles, okay? I'll have to check him out. Let's see. Charles is in Texas, okay. Yeah, I'll have to check him out, but, he's actually said something that makes sense. He's saying exactly what I've said from day one. Or some of these other law enforcement people or ex-law enforcement people say really stupid things most of the time. Now, when we talked about Savannah yesterday and all her PIs and how none of this can be made public, somebody today has an actual dollar amount that she spent $500,000 or more. We don't know that. We don't know if she's hired PIs. I think she probably has because Savannah's a very smart girl. We don't know how many. We don't know for how much. We don't know what state they're located in. Hopefully Arizona, or they could get themselves in a heck of a lot of trouble. That they're investigators versus law enforcement versus prior law enforcement, prior feds. We don't know any of that. Part of her security team. We don't know, and I don't want to know. Just disregard any of those articles that are coming out. Kathy Mowry, absolutely. Hashtag justice for Nancy. Uh, let's see. Hey, Barbara. Oh, we have a couple Barbaras. I don't know if the other Barbara's in here, but we're having so many similar names. The Kathys, the Karens, the Kellys, all the Sues and the Susans and the Sandys. Oh my gosh. Uh, so welcome in. Where are you coming in from, Barbara? Barbara Hicks. So yeah, 56 people watching, only 19 thumbs up. I am going to keep this short today because if I get the time, there's other things to do today. I would like to go back to the business box, even though I was just there yesterday, because I'm really craving a cold diet ginger beer, which in non-Australia terms is a diet ginger ale. Apparently there's a couple of 4-packs over there. Yeah. Oh my gosh. People even sent me some messages saying, you have to go pick up on Thursday. But I had already went there Wednesday thinking that I must have missed it over the holidays. And the business guy or the box guy was like, no, if they missed it over the holidays, they would have come on Tuesday. Most likely. I'm losing track. Like I totally forgot to mention Laura, whoever you are, if you're watching this on the playback, thank you so much for the buy me a coffee. I appreciate that. I was just going to take that down, but now I'm going to leave it up. And it only costs 25-cent fee, so that's way better than YouTube. I hope so, pretty sky. But we're not going to talk religion or politics today. So moderator, keep her in unless the conversation continues. I like to kind of give people, like, if they've never been in here before, a little warning, like, hey, no politics, no religion. Uh, you got dark cherry wax melt in the mail today. I don't even know what that is. Thank you, Kathy. So yeah, and thank you to all the people, the regulars that came to the late night video. And there's more to report on that too that's come out. But I'm not going to talk about that subject on here because we're talking about sweet Miss Nancy Guthrie. But do you realize in a few more days, this case is going to be at the 4-month mark? I mean, no, not at the 4-month mark. Can I do math? It's going to be at the 5-month mark. We will start the 5th month of this at midnight, June 1st. It's already May 28th. There's 3 more days after today left in May. Do you realize that? June 1st is the start of 5 months, not 4 months, 5 months. And let me tell you, the longer this goes, this is not good. I hope they get something from that DNA. If they have to do genealogy comparisons, it's going to be tough because from what I'm hearing, Ancestry.com and 23andMe, they don't assist law enforcement on these types of matters. Some of the smaller genealogy companies, yes. Because what if this mystery sample they have from this rootless hair is someone who's not in CODIS? And it's just someone who was in her house. I mean, what if? Like, I'm not going to bet on the single hair theory that's going to break this wide open unless we get really lucky. Some people say we have a 70% chance on that hair. I think it's 50-50 at best. It might be, less than 50-50 that we're going to get a hit from that hair that, sat in that lab in Florida for 12 long weeks with them having no ability to test it. Like, Nanos, you have screwed this case from week 1. Why? Now I can understand why people, even though I don't think this guy did it, like, that's why I mentioned him in my suspect video over a month ago. Like, his name has come up just too many times. Like, why has he done this? And why didn't he do this? And why wouldn't he allow the FBI in? And why did he release the crime scene? And why is he such a proponent of the family? I mean, he almost gets teary-eyed, about A&T, like, but please give them a break. Like, no law enforcement officer does that. Nobody is clear. Nobody. Absolutely nobody is clear. I don't care what he says. We still don't know which way this case is going to go. Lori Smith, let me find my hype button. I think it's under my tripod. Didn't come up on the cell screen yet, but it did come up on the computer screen, so I saw it in the background. Thank you, Lori. It is if it is related to revenge from 2019 interview related to Prince and BC, we'll never find out. Just another chapter for body count mysteries. You know? Don't know. That's a good point. I really don't know. Maryfish says, I 1000% agree with you on nanos. Let me give Lori a heart. Everybody give her a thumbs up on her super chat. And I see down below that the target button still doesn't work. YouTube, this is day 4 that the bullseye down below, that's called the target, like or the goal. They said you want to set a goal. They tell you to set a goal. And my goal is 10, and somebody already gave me 1. So that little target at the bottom, it might be at the top of your screen depending on what you're watching it on. It should say 1 out of 10. But YouTube, and this is not just me, this is all across YouTube, but they haven't even announced it yet on YouTube Studio. Like, this is an active problem that we're working on. I mean, they must be really super embarrassed about this one. I mean, I thought I'd seen it all since monetization, but this is definitely a new one, that the goal button doesn't work. Okay, Kathy Mowry, this is important. I still think someone is lining his pockets with the green folding stuff. I don't want to go there, but anything is possible. Jay says, I'm surprised TOTUS and 23andMe are not connected. I know the privacy issues. Yeah, privacy issues, but honestly, do we really have any privacy anymore? Well, apparently not. If you heard my comment last night about the CIA and that they're getting into 23andMe, but they're not supposed to, but under some secret government program on the back end, they're getting into it for not because of this, but because of things we can't even talk about here. I'll have to do a follow up on that to clarify that one. Have you heard from the FBI yet? No, Rosa, I haven't, and welcome in. Where are you coming in from? I look like your Jewish grandma Patty. I'm I'm not Patty, but everybody has a double out there somewhere, don't they, Minnie? That's a good one. That would be cool to be a Jewish grandma. Hey, Elizabeth, welcome in. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I'm having a brain issue today. Lori says thank you for supporting the channel, Lori. My heart is gone now. It's a thumbs up. Where are you coming in from, Elizabeth? Oh, I just noticed that. I'm on the computer now and I can still see the super chat and I see the number 4. And now the little button for you guys to hit the like, the thumbs up, it did disappear. What? Oh my gosh. The little thumbs up button on Lori Smith's super chat has disappeared. We knew the goal wasn't working. Oh, you live in New York. Well, welcome in, New York. Sackett's Harbor. Is that out on Long Island? I'll have to look that up. I'm originally an East Coaster. I will look up Sackett's Harbor. Oh, you can see it. I can't see it on mine on the desktop. Of course, it's too far gone on the vertical on the phone, but the Thousand Islands region. I don't know where that is. Is that on Long Island? I don't know. Sackett's Harbor. Hmm. We have quite a few people actually that come in from New York now. Rosa Dunn, she's in Lubbock, Texas. I had a neighbor that moved to Lubbock, Texas, and then nobody ever heard from them again. Kind of strange. I hope they're okay. Upstate New York near Canadian border. Oh, wow. Sackett's Harbor. Okay, definitely not Long Island. Thank you for educating me. Yeah, I know a lot of places, but I have not heard of that. And I have been to upstate New York, but not since I was a child. And I'm old as dirt, so that was a long time ago. So I'll have to look it up. Kathy's in Missouri. I'm in Los Angeles. But when I'm talking about Nancy, I usually put Tucson as the location. Like the background here, the green screen is Nancy's house. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. I hope you're subscribed. Dave Taylor, you're on the Canadian border too, way out west. Really? We have a new friend from Canada. I haven't seen her, Rochelle D. She's in British Columbia, I believe. Wow. Do you want to say what state? You don't have to, Dave Taylor. That's awesome. The Pacific Northwest is about the only places in the United States besides like North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana that I haven't been. Like, and I think that's probably the most beautiful part of our country is up in the Pacific Northwest. I think I would enjoy it up there. Rosadun, I have been watching from day one. If it was my mother, there would be no stone uh, of earth unturned. Absolutely. Oh, Dave Taylor, you're in Washington, right across from BC. Oh, that must be beautiful. Okay, Tavern. I'll just say one time that we're not going to talk politics or religion. Kathy, you can keep this person in as long as they agree with what I'm saying here. And it's not that I disagree with you, but we're not talking politics or religion, and I have very, very strict rules on that. But I do give you a chance to, you know, not go any further. Thank you, Kathy. Oh wow, I bet the weather's fantastic. You'd have more of a change of seasons up there, Dave Taylor. Yeah, in LA, it's either summer or it's flu season, and that's about it. And I recently heard, I know this is off topic, but I read last night that there's some type of horrible, like, norovirus type of stomach bug that has hit Northern California, and it's just wiping out entire families, like putting people in the hospital. And I'm like, at this time of year, that's usually something that hits in December. So I'm like, since my cancer of 2019, even before the pandemic, I've never walked out of my house without a mask. Just saying. Born in LA. So, as in Los Angeles or LA, Louisiana, or where I used to live in Mobile, they would call it Lower Alabama, but I assume you mean Los Angeles. Yeah, I would too. My bestie that passed was from Vancouver, and I would just get so emotional going up there, but I'd love to see it. Okay, Tavern, you've already had a warning. Uh, Kathy, can you take care of that for me? Azusa. Oh wow, San Gabriel Valley. Up above Azusa in the San Gabriels, apparently if you can hike through a couple miles of rattlesnakes and bears, there's some creeks up there that lead down into the San Gabriel Valley, into the San Gabriel River, and there's gold up there in those mountains. But I'm not physically well enough to, go up to the top of the little, highway that's up there and then walk, 3 to 5 miles through a forest of bears and rattlesnakes with no cell signal. Like, you'd have to drop me off up there in a helicopter and pick me up. But that would be so cool because that's the only place in Southern California that I know where there's actually some really cool places to gold hunt. I have to mailbox mine, but Azusa, that's cool. And I bet up where you are, there's plenty of gold. Lori Smith, between norovirus, GMO ticks, and mosquitoes, we all need to bubble wrap ourselves. Yeah. Um, oh, you panned for gold there in grade school. Wow. Yeah, I've never been up there. And I hear a lot of the cars get hit up there, even in like Studio City, like in the canyons. There's like, cars get their windows smashed and people get robbed. And um, I'm thinking of Fryman Canyon in Studio City, and then Runyon Canyon just up on the Hollywood Hills. Like, Oh, yeah, but I'm sort of a hobbyist, you know, retired disabled person gold prospector. In fact, I think if I'm correct, and the mailman hasn't come today, there's supposed to be a small packet, very small. I mean, like teeny tiny, inexpensive small packet of pay dirt coming to me. I've recently put some pay dirt up on the YouTube wish list. Amazon doesn't sell a lot of it, and most of it is relating to a company that I've had a bad experience with. So I'm very careful about who I buy from. But I think I have a very, very tiny packet that's coming from the state of Washington today, from a guy called the Gold Baron. So I might have to, in the next couple days, you know, take a little time off from YouTube and get out my gold pans. Um, oh, Dave Taylor says I saw those in your Amazon store. I'd never seen them before. Yeah, if you ever, get into that hobby, make sure that you buy from legit companies and you buy from companies that give you a guarantee of how much, or you're going to get taken. Um, we will all need to wear hazmat outfits. Yeah, I can't even believe at this time of year that we have to worry about something like that. But I really have to worry because of, my immune compromised system and what's happened to my heart, due to my breast cancer treatment. And like, I just heard that last night, I think. And I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, entire families. And then some like school teachers or school nurses are like, oh God, I didn't need to hear this right now. But I would think school would, you know, pretty be, I think it would pretty much be close to being done. I think the schools here are pretty much done, but maybe not. Maybe they go to June. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've been in, high school. uh, but yeah, it's I guess it's pretty bad, and it's like that's a December thing. I just don't want to think about that. I would just be like, nope, kill me now. Don't want to do that. Don't leave your house, people. Oh gosh, but I know the world must still go on. So yeah, this Nancy thing, the only thing new to report was this article that I read about this former LEO guy, Charles Brewer, who apparently has a YouTube that I'll go check out later. I'll see his little speech. Um, I do not understand why you have not heard from the FBI. I didn't expect to hear from them. And I get spam calls all day long, but I haven't got any calls yet from the FBI. Are we going to have another late night April? I don't know if it's going to be tonight, but I do have a follow-up regarding that video and some comment that I made regarding the CIA. Some more information that I learned today that was like, it's pretty mind-blowing. But I'll reserve that for when we talk about the late night stuff. And some of the comments that have come across on that are really funny too. Uh, some people think I need to find Jesus. Like, I didn't say that I don't believe in Jesus. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna go there, but it's just like some of these comments are just it's funny. Um, I can handle a bear, but not a snake. I think you're much safer to be around a snake than you are a bear because there's not much you can do around a bear. If you run, they're gonna run faster and they're gonna get you. Not sure yet. I just do it day to day. Here it is, day number 117 and no answers. I know. And I know I say this every video. Like, I can't believe we're talking about it's day number 117, but I can't believe we're talking about day number 117. And when I tried to do the math earlier, because my brain, for some reason, I have my off days because of all the medical stuff that's happened. And I'm like, what's wrong with my brain today? Is my heart beating right? Did I not get enough sleep? Did I go back into AFib? Because my brain seems a little off today. And I was like, okay, it's 4 months. And it's like, no, it's almost 5 months. June 1st will be the start of the fifth month. Like, oh my God. Poor Savannah. Um, Sooner or later, someone who knows a lot will start running their mouth. I sure hope so, Elizabeth. But, is nobody trying to claim that reward? I mean, maybe somebody is trying to claim it and we just they're not gonna come forward and say, "Hey, somebody called in and they have a legitimate tip and they're trying to get the reward." I mean, no, they're not gonna say that. But as far as I know, everything is still on the table. Operation Truth, we're not that kind of channel. There you go. See ya. Um, but yeah, somebody should be talking to Elizabeth. When I was a kid and we lived in the South, there was a horrible crime. And I don't want to get into it here, but two people got unalived that were kidnapped and robbed from a local grocery store. And it took a few years, but you know how they solved that crime? Because people started talking. People started talking one night in a bar down on Mobile Bay, and there happened to be an undercover cop sitting in there when somebody started talking. And the whole case unraveled. And as far as I know, last time I checked, those very bad men are still sitting in state prison, and they will be there for the rest of their miserable lives. Um, I agree, Elizabeth. Hopefully, the FBI will drop something that will scare somebody. I hope so. Oh, hey, Gate. G. Like I said, brain's not working today. G. Krebs, you're a great reporter. Actually, I'm just a retired private investigator. Well, mostly retired. I did have a client that called me this morning before I woke up, like, "Hey, we sent you an email, and we might need a little help later." But it's something very, very small. But I'll take it because I'm basically their cleanup gal. They hire the other people and it doesn't work out, then they have to hire us. And they always wanna go, "Well, how much is this gonna cost?" Well, not very much because I am a disabled person, but we can handle it. So we'll see. Everybody's so darn cheap these days. Nobody has money. Ah, Kathy Mowry says, "Hi, GK. Yeah, I haven't seen you before, G Krebs. Have I or have I not?" Like I said, brain's a little slow today. My cat goes through the morning screams and it throws off my sleep, and I think I'm having a problem with that. That's why I'm not sure I'm gonna drive again to the mailbox today. I may have to just suffer without that diet ginger beer for another couple days. It just depends on how I feel. Um, you were 12 years old when JFK was assassinated and now 75, but we are still learning so much more. Yes, so much so. That happened before I was born. You're new, G Krebs. Well, I hope you're subscribed. I hope everybody here is subscribed. If not, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, share the channel. Somebody sent me a hype and I thanked her online, but I'll be dang if I know who it is now because I've already read that notification and so it has disappeared. But for the person that hyped my video, thank you so much. Those don't cost anything, the hypes. And I'm sorry that the goal button is not working. The goal is still going, but that that little bullseye tab where it says 0 out of 10, it should say 1 out of 10. Um, Rosa says someone needs to open their mouth so we can find her. Absolutely. And it's shocking to me with all the money on the table, as far as we know, nobody's opened their mouth yet. Or maybe they have and they just can't prove it yet. And there is that theory that maybe Front Porch Guy is dead, but maybe Front Porch Guy isn't dead. Remember, some of the janky ransom notes that we can't know if they're legit or not said be prepared to go international. Uh, we don't know. We don't know what they know. And I do think Savannah has hired private investigators. Now, how many and what background and at what cost and where they're located? Hopefully in Arizona. Um, you have to be very careful about working that kind of thing out of state. Uh, But, I'd be happy to consult with the Guthrie family if anybody wanted to consult with me here in Los Angeles. Um, sometimes it helps to have a new set of eyes. Now, I'm still not 100% convinced that the guy that I named as the possible front porch guy, I'm not 100% convinced that I have the right individual, and I made sure that I worded the letter as such, that this is a possible match for front porch guy. But if it turns out front porch guy is actually a different person, I still think that the person that I named is involved or potentially involved in this crime. But that's only based on a small percentage. I think that the public has 5 to 10%. The FBI agent, the retired one I spoke to, who's a fellow Cali member, told me that there's more likely 10 to 20% of the information is on the table. And he does think it'll be solved. He's more going with the lone wolf theory, where I'm going more with the group theory. But he said he didn't follow this case for very long, only about a month. And he wasn't even familiar with anybody in the Guthrie family. So he doesn't apparently know all the details that everybody here that's watching me knows, especially about the family and the intimate knowledge and of the security systems or lack thereof. And he goes, well, April, sometimes people get lucky, you know? But he did agree with me that it's not a random burglary, robbery, home invasion, at least not that we think. And, you know, it just, nothing adds up about this. But he does think that they will find the person, that person will be prosecuted, convicted. But he also thinks that there's a lesser chance, a much lesser chance, that they will recover or find Nancy. I think they will figure out FDG. What is FDG? Will be figured out first. He may have been a fall guy. Oh, you mean front door guy. Okay. Uh, I was like, FDG. I think they will figure out FDG, front door guy, will be figured out first. He may have been a fall guy. Very possible. Be right back. No problem, Kathy. Thank you for all your help today. I'm not going to make this one very long. So 57 people watching. Can you guys give me a thumbs up? Can you follow my YouTube channel? Let me look at the most recent count since we went on the air. I started at 3076 and I'm up to 3078. So I've been talking for 48 minutes and only 2 of you have subscribed. Now I know a lot of people watching are already subscribed, but still those numbers need to move a little higher than that. Um, he should still have someone to spill the beans. Yes, she hired PL. Do you mean PIs? I think she has. Um, how many and at what cost and where they're located and what their backgrounds are. And, you know, this is all speculation in the media. This is PIs are not going to like talk in the media about that they've been hired. I mean, if Savannah consulted with me, I wouldn't mention it, but, she hasn't. But I'm just saying, like, um, you just don't talk about things like that. You just don't. It just doesn't work that way. So I don't know why the media seems to know so much about that. I think the media is running out of stories. It's like with MH370. The stories have gotten slimmer and slimmer and slimmer, and now it's so many years that they just rehash the same stories. It's like the John Benet Ramsey case. Every Christmas that comes up, and the same old BS gets rehashed again and again and again. Rosedon, it was planned. Absolutely. A talking PI is a jobless PI. Exactly, Jay. And they're gonna get in a lot of legal trouble too if they do. It would be great if she would agree to do an interview on your channel. Kathy, I'm not even set up for that. Um I don't have any of these streaming services where I can bring somebody in. Um like StreamYard. That's a good one. StreamYard is probably the one that I would use. Yeah, somebody came in the other day and started spouting off about another channel, and I said no, and then they got all upset about it and wrote me a big long email apologizing and saying that, I'm gonna suggest that this person gets you on their channel and blah 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 blah. Like I don't even have the capability to do that right now. But yeah, StreamYard is mostly the big YouTubers I watch. They watch StreamYard, but it's not free. And I've got 5 years and 5 months, soon to be 5 years and 6 months of channel expenses. And my biggest hurdle right now is I got to pay off this darn iPhone replacement because the phone died right like a few months into me starting this, even before I got monetized, and it was like now the phone died. It's like, oh my god! And it's a 3-year payment plan. Like I may not even be alive for 3 years in my condition. I just want to get that behind me. So if any big donations come in, it's all going to go to start paying down the phone. Uh, oh, good night, Jane Rice. Thanks for coming. Yes, and he should have family. Who should have family? I remember that everything went down at once. Don't worry about the typos, Rosa. Just send me that message again. And yes, he should have family. Do you mean porch guy? Because I'm starting to get sus of those third sets or the third set of ransom notes that came into TMZ, not the first two, and not the text ransoms that came into A&T, but the subsequent ones where they're like, "This is your last chance. This is your last chance, and I want a Bitcoin." Well, first he said 50,000, then he said one Bitcoin, then he said, "I'll take a half now, and then I'll take the other half later, and then I'm never going to talk to you again." And then they kept coming and coming and coming, and that was the guy saying, go international, and they're worried about their family and they're worried about getting in trouble because of something on their record, and those I don't know now. I'm starting to like get those are getting a little squirrely to me, just based on things that have happened since that. Um, but this is not your typical kidnapping for ransom type of crime, in my opinion. Those could all be red herrings. They could all have been set up after the fact. They could be, copycats, people that are just trying to make money off of a tragedy. People don't send ransom notes to TMZ and a legitimate kidnapping. That just doesn't happen. This is just so messed up. Um, Lauren, welcome in. Oh, there are some that couldn't tell the truth if their life depended on it. That's true. Uh, Lauren A. Mincer, welcome in. Yeah, the perp, says Rosa Dunn. He should have family. Yeah, do you mean the front door perp? Because I think there's more than one. I think this is a group. Hey, VMS5, welcome in. Yeah, we're almost done here. A few more minutes. But yeah, I think this is a group. Whereas the FBI agent that is retired and not working this case and doesn't know anybody working this case, he was more going with the lone wolf theory. Um, I think this has been a very planned, targeted uh, crime. I don't even want to say kidnapping, even though she was kidnapped. She was physically removed from her home. And enough evidence shows us that she was alive at that time that she was removed. But I don't think she stayed alive much longer, whether that was intentional or accidental. But they're still going to go down for homicide when all this is said and done. Um, there's just too much stuff that doesn't add up with this one. I don't know of any other cases like this going on in the United States right now where an 84-year-old woman is taken from her home. And, in this neighborhood, and if they knew that she is the mother of Savannah Guthrie, they would think that place is Fort Knox. Why would somebody even risk that unless it's someone who has intimate knowledge of the property inside and out and where every single light is, where every single switch is, where every single door is, where every single camera is? You know, someone had intimate knowledge of this neighborhood, that street, and that house. Um, Rosa Dunn says, I do not think it is either. You do not think it is either what? Oh, let's see. How you doing today, D-Miss? Uh, I just think it's more than one. This has been very planned. They were already working this probably months in advance, planning this. Why they did it on a full moon, that just those possibilities creep me out even further. Yes, front porch guy. Says Rosa, Kathy. I still say it had to be family involved in some way. Very possible. But we don't know that yet, and I'm not going to name a suspect here, but I do have my own personal theories. And I'm not planning on hearing from the FBI, especially if they may already know who front porch guy is and I don't have it right, then they're not going to read the rest of the letter. But, front porch guy I've named as a possibility, but there's something about the third set of ransoms that I can't say because I might show my hand here and I can't do that. Suzanne, hi from slightly upstate New York. Welcome in. I haven't seen my Suze today. I've seen a Susan and I've seen a Suzanne. And we do have somebody from upstate living on the Canadian border. Yeah, I'm almost done here. And yes, if you just came in, the super chat goal button is broken. Not the super chats, but the goal button. Apparently, this is day 4, and I'm not seeing anything about that on YouTube Studio, which is the back end for the creators. Usually they'll post like what the current issues are. And that's been going on 4 days. Rosa Dunn says a kidnapping. Oh, so you think it is a kidnapping or it was really meant as something else? Like not a kidnapping for ransom. Oh. Kathy Mowry. Oh, I saw a video today saying Savannah and Tommaso were arrested. I Googled it fake. Yeah. Martha Hale, you know what? That's what the FBI agent told me. He said, I guarantee you there's 200 people that have called the hotline, the tip line, saying that she was abducted by aliens. And in this case, no, that didn't happen. And thank you for the hype earlier, Martha Hale. I saw that in my notifications. Appreciate you. Hey, I'm almost done here. So anybody that wants to give me a thumbs up or, you know, kick over a free jewel or something, hurry up and do it because I'm getting ready to get off. I got to go take care of a few things. Jay says, if it wasn't intended as a kidnapping, it is not now, in my opinion. Yeah, if she, they couldn't have proof of life, then they had to abandon the whole plan and take her someplace where she has not yet been found is the best way of putting that. Okay, I got less than a minute left here, but thank you everybody for coming in today. LEO, there's just not a lot of new news coming out about this. I think we're still waiting on that mystery DNA, that partial rootless hair strand. Thank you, Kathy, for helping me mod today. Uh, Jay says, have a great evening. Yeah, you too, everybody. Love you so much. And thanks to the person that sent the super chat. Make sure you guys are watching the replay. I've only got 3 days left after today to get the totals up for the this month's um, finances on the channel. So let's just hit those replays hard. Thank you so much. Love you all.